there's a delicate balance. Older people need protein to prevent sarcopenia, but you don't want to get too much protein, because now you could slip into stimulating mTOR too much and start to have negative health effects from that. So it's a very fine balance.
Hello and welcome. I am Coach Castle, a certified biomechanics expert, nutritionalist, and efficiency coach. Subscribe to this channel to learn the most efficient ways to maximize your muscle growth and recovery, enhance your body, and advance your mind, all using the latest science. Welcome to Castle's Corner.
Would you mind talking about amount of protein? There's a lot of confusion about this, and would you mind actually digging into older people, regular people, and bodybuilders, specifically bodybuilders on steroids?
Sure. Okay. The requirement, according to studies, many studies, the daily requirement for protein for somebody who's interested in muscle hypertrophy or growth is a range of 1.2 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. The 2.2 comes out to about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. And this is what I've recommended for the last 40 years. I've been telling people who want to gain muscle, take whatever you want to weigh. If you want to weigh 170, take in 170 grams of protein. You want to weigh 250, take in 250 grams of protein. This is what, and this has been confirmed by the study. That's the upper end. That's 2.2. However, the protein requirement goes up under two conditions. If you're dieting, anytime you go on a caloric restricted, a carbohydrate restricted, any type of restricted diet, you have to increase the protein to maintain muscle. Very, very important. Protein is absolutely essential for maintaining lean mass under any type of diet. So in those conditions, you want to go up to as much as 3.5, I've seen even 4.0, even 4 grams. That's twice. That would be 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Not going to hurt you. The old notion that's still expounded, I see it all over the place, just pisses me off by these registered dietitians. Protein will make you fat. It contains 4 calories per gram. Anything that contains calories will make you fat. Not true. Not true. A number of studies, including with bodybuilders, and one study they gave bodybuilders 5 times. That's even more protein than they were giving them, like 5.5 grams per kilogram. And they did this for a year. Not only did the bodybuilders not gain even an ounce of fat, they lost body fat. So protein does not make you fat. And people that are active, if you're a runner, if you work out with weights, whatever, excess protein is oxidized in the liver. Not like the carbohydrates, like they said before, but protein really is oxidized in the liver. What happens is it goes through metabolism where the excess nitrogen portion is converted to uric, excreted out, and the rest of it is just kind of burnt up in the liver. It does not turn into body fat. Now, the other exception as far as protein goes, recent studies have showed that the suggested amount of protein for older people has been grossly underestimated. Grossly underestimated. It was based on nitrogen retention studies that have turned out to be inaccurate. They have newest studies that actually measure the usage of amino acid uptake into the body. And because of these studies, they now know that older people need additional protein. They need almost as much as bodybuilders. I'm not talking 5.5 grams, but they probably would be well off taking probably at least 1.7 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. That will help them. Because why? Because older people are much more subject to sarcopenia, it's called, which is a loss of lean mass with age. It happens for a number of reasons. There's a lot of reasons that cause it. Oh my God, you can do a whole video on that alone. But the point being is it's much more prevalent in older people. Protein helps to offset that. If an older person doesn't get enough protein, they get in trouble. Then we have that acid effect. A lot of protein, a lot of people don't produce enough stomach acid. The first stage of protein digestion involves the conversion of whole protein into polypeptides. That occurs with the secretion of pepsin, which is caused by the release of stomach acid. That's the first stage of protein digestion. So if you don't have enough stomach acid, which occurs in a lot of older people, you can have a problem with protein uptake. Therefore, you have to take more protein to ensure that you're getting the needed protein. See what I'm saying? So older people definitely need to eat. And if they can't get it from food, get a protein supplement. I always say, again, we go back to that word supplement. Protein supplements, whey supplements. Whey is probably the best, whey I say probably the best single protein supplement because of the balance of amino acids in there, loaded with branched chain, blah, blah, blah. But the point being, if you can't get your protein from food, take a protein supplement. Now, I take a protein supplement because over the years, I've been involved in, but you see how many years I've been involved in, I've kind of lost my taste. I don't like to eat a lot. I don't eat meat at all anymore. I eat a little bit of chicken. I cut out meat when I had diverticulitis about 3 years ago. I don't eat any red meat. I have a little bit of chicken. I have eggs. I don't like fish. I don't eat fish. The bulk of my protein, believe it or not, is from whey protein. And it's a supplement. I'm taking the whey protein very simply because I don't want to eat a lot of meat and protein foods. And yet eating this protein is very convenient. I get 2 scoops on 48 grams of protein. I probably need about 170. At the end of the day, with the food I eat and the protein, I'm probably getting about 170 grams of protein. I don't want to go crazy on protein at my age for another reason. From a health aspect, too much protein stimulates something called the mammalian target of rapamycin, or mTOR. As you get older, mTOR increases. mTOR is needed. mTOR is the pivotal substance for muscle protein synthesis. When you take in amino acids like leucine, you're stimulating mTOR, you're kickstarting the whole protein synthesis. This is the basis of muscular growth. So it's great. It's anabolic steroids stimulating mTOR. The problem is, as you get older, mTOR gets out of balance with something called AMPK. AMPK, I don't want to get into too much here, but AMPK is kind of like the yin to the yang of mTOR. AMPK helps your kind of body renew itself. It stimulates a process called autophagy, where your body gets rid of old senescent cells, very important for health as you age. mTOR, as it increases with age, unfortunately, remember, it's a growth stimulator, and it stimulates things in the body you don't want to happen, like cancer proliferation. It blocks autophagy, so it stimulates senescent cell development. So in other words, too much mTOR ages you. So, so there's a delicate balance. Older people need protein to prevent sarcopenia, but you don't want to get too much protein, because now you could slip into stimulating mTOR too much and start to have negative health effects from that. So it's a very fine balance.